how can we prepare in terms of, what to learn, not specifically, but maybe generally what to learn or what career paths we should go on based on this technological, wave. Do we go into more programming? Do we go into understanding humans better? What is it that will become more, needed in the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years?
Yeah. So obviously, coding, has to become, part of our learning, even starting from K-12, right? So,
But don't you think that sometimes, it puts a lot of supply in the market of, let's say, if there's so many coders, doesn't the value of what these coders bring go down because there's so many in the
so
market?
if you think about it, you learn math, right? So you learn math. Everybody learns math, right?
Yeah.
Does it bring the value? It's the way you think, right?
Yes,
The,
yes.
the way you are able to use coding as a platform in your daily life, so to speak, right? If you build products and services that you have, you can actually interact with them and modify them or whatever it is, or you can customize those things to meet your applications and all that. Coding algorithm is an essential part of a learning platform. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
So that has to happen, right? And I also think entrepreneurial skill sets are essential because the traditional method of employment where you go to a big employer, right, and they give you a job, right? All those things are changing, right? For example, I worked at Kodak for 30 years, right? I think that's an anomaly, so to speak. Going forward, people are going to be, either be self-employed, right? Using digital platforms, they can actually control, how they, make money, so to speak, or what kind of jobs they engage in, right? And also, they probably change their jobs more frequently, right? So, in order to do that, they need to be able to have the skill sets to manage their life, professional life, right? So, to me, the entrepreneurial toolkit, so-called toolkit, right, is essential part of what I feel in a university education. So that's why I started Start AD. It's not about just starting businesses, right? It's about understanding the processes that allows you to manage your life in a better way, right? Deal with ambiguities, having clarity as to what the value of whatever that your capabilities are, right? And it gives you the ability to plug into the ecosystem and be able to create a career for yourself that you can control, right? So, for example, what we are trying to do is that we are working with the social sciences department, and we are creating a program where the seniors can actually do a capstone through Start AD, in which they actually learn these toolkits on the ground with us. So, I mean, those are some of the answers,
Yeah.
but there is no clear formula for success, right?
Yeah.
Right? We just prepare the ground.
Yeah. And don't you think, like, with these technologies that they come about, let's say artificial intelligence, machine learning, they may make some people or some jobs obsolete,
Yes.
where you don't need them anymore?
Yes.
And how will that affect these economies? How will that affect how we as humans live? Because in America, I saw one study was, when self-driving cars are a thing, maybe in the next 10, 15, 20 years, millions of drivers will go out of jobs. Truck drivers, taxi drivers, delivery drivers. And, how is that going to impact, from your perspective, how we operate in this sort of world?
Obviously, we don't know the answer to that, but there is no evidence in the history, where technology has disrupted the marketplace, has led to job losses. For example, the creation of the personal computer, they said that would probably eliminate a lot of jobs. It actually created 19 million more jobs. Right? So obviously, I don't know the answer. Nobody knows the answer to this. But what I understand through my reading, through some research, that people will recalibrate their educational skill sets, right? And that will allow them to find new ways to be fruitfully engaged in the labor force. I don't know what that is. We have to wait and see.
But don't you think it's very hard for someone, let's say he's a full-time truck driver,
Yeah.
only had a high school education, is not motivated to go back to school, and you tell that guy, go learn coding or how to program. Do you think that's that's a lot to ask for a person in that genre?
Yeah, I think that's a tough question.
Yeah.
But you have to see, it is going to affect, you're talking about people in what age group. That also depends, right? So you have to democratize the educational process, right? Say, for example, you are a truck driver, you are in the 30 to 40s age group or whatever it is, right? You're still young, so to speak, right?
Yeah.
And then, if you can demystify the process of learning, right? So this is where the new learning techniques through AI come into play. That you don't have to go to a school or a community college or to re-educate yourself or retrain yourself. If you are able to make education available to you, so you can learn at your own pace, which AI can do. Right, which can customize the education based on your abilities, right? So they can actually retrain themselves.